Thank you, Munners, and thank you all for coming along today. It has been 16 years since our club last announced a change in our captaincy. For 358 games, Storm has run out onto the field with one player out front. Back in 2006, a young Cameron Smith was named among 8 players in a rotation captain policy that lasted 2 seasons before he took on the role that he made his own up until today. We've been truly lucky to have Cameron lead our club for so long and help deliver the success that we've had during his time. There is no doubt in our minds, whenever he decides to hang up the boots, he will be remembered as the greatest of all time. But the time has come for our club to find new leaders who can take us into the 2021 season and beyond. And while it's only my 5th day in the job as CEO, it's easy to see why these two boys, these two men standing over here, are as well regarded and respected as they can be, not just in our club, but across the game and competition. Today I have the great pleasure to announce the 2 players standing over here on my left, Jesse Bromwich and Dale Finucane, as our captains for the 2021 NRL season. Please put your hands together and congratulate both Dale and Jesse. And while Jesse and Dale will lead from the front, they will have great support behind them as they always do at the Melbourne Storm. This year we have 4 players in our leadership group, joining them in Kenny Bromwich, Cameron Munster, Felice Kafufi and Christian Welsh. Both Felice and Christian have been promoted from the Emerging Leaders Group from 2020, which is a great recognition of their standing within our club. Our Emerging Leaders program is something that we're extremely proud of, and it's developed all 6 of our leadership group players announced here today. In 2021, we've also appointed, as part of our Emerging Leaders Group, Jerome Hughes, Ryan Pappenhausen, Brandon Smith, Tui Kamikamika, and new inclusions, Tom Eisenhuth and Harry Grant, into that Emerging Leaders program. Shortly we'll hand it over for questions of Craig and myself to talk you through the process as well, and happy to take those questions shortly. But from all of us here at the Storm, the chase has well and truly started again. And we're very thrilled and pleased to have both Jesse and Dale leading our club in season 2021. And with a new wave of young and exciting leaders and players, we're extremely excited for the season ahead and look forward to creating a new legacy and history in the success of the Melbourne Storm. We'll now take questions. Thank you.
Craig, how did you guys get to the decision, and was it player vote you had to say? How did you guys get to it?
The decision was basically made by myself, but having said that, I took a lot of advice and a few opinions on board. I think probably one thing that might be a little bit underestimated is replacing Cameron as a captain. Obviously, that's a tough job. He's been doing it for such a long time and been doing such a great job of it that no one else has really had any practice at it. So we just thought that it'd be the best thing for Jess and Dale to share the role, and they're both really happy with that as well. And so that's how we come to that decision.
Speaking of Cameron Smith, have you heard from him lately? And obviously he's not playing at the club this season, but you know what he's doing.
I spoke to Cameron this morning, and at the end of the day, he was just talking about family and how he's settling in, in their new home and surroundings. At the end of the day, as I've said, 1 million times, that Cameron deserves the time, however much time he needs to make a decision, then make an announcement. And as I've said all along, we'll back him all the way.
So did he give you any indication that he's close to making an announcement?
Did not even talk about it.
Would you like to get him back here at some stage at least, because he didn't play all of last year, for some kind of farewell?
Oh yeah, we'd love to be able to do that without a doubt. And but until he makes that announcement, then probably whatever that announcement is anyway, But he'll always be probably understating here, a very, very important part of this club. And, you know, there's no one played more games than him. You know, in the NRL, there's no one scored more points than him. You know, I think I could say he's probably been, you know, the best captain the game has seen, especially in the, you know, in the last, you know, decade or two. So, like I say, he's always going to be a really important figure for our club, and you know, he'll be thought of like that, and always.
On having a final decision so far, has it made preparations for this season good at all?
Has it made what, sorry?
Preparations for the season difficult, or not knowing for sure if he's going to come back at all?
No, as I said all along, you know, we had two plans, and whether he plays or he doesn't play. You know, it's looking more and more unlikely that he's not going to play. But having said that, I don't know, and we're just you know, been you know, trying to prepare for this season. We had a late start because of, you know, what happened last year for us, and we thought our guys needed a bit of a break from each other. So that's what we did, and since we've come back, we've just prepared with the players we've got.
Craig, you've seen Dale and Jesse grow at the club. What's impressed you about what you've seen leadership-wise from them, and can you talk a bit about their journeys?
Yeah, I sort of spoke to the players. You know, like Jess, his debut with our NRL side was in a World Club Challenge in 2010, when we went over and played Leeds in England. So not too many guys, you know, get to you know, play their first game, and I think it was a successful game as well. So he's been such an important part of our team for, you know, over a decade now, and you know, he's probably one of the most respected players among our players that I've ever seen at any club I've been involved with, just through what he's done, and how he has improved his game and improved what you need to do. You know, like he's won three of our Player of the Year awards in a row, and that was while our big three were at their best. That's how much contribution he's made to our club. Yeah, I think no one, you know, I've made the point about Dale, I know how many times, but I've never seen anyone prepare for what they need to do at the weekend better than Dale. You know, he doesn't leave any stone unturned, he doesn't take shortcuts, and he's, you know, utterly, fully team orientated. And so there's some really good leadership traits there between both of them. But as I said earlier, you know, the big thing for them would be just, you know, Cameron's done it for so long. These guys haven't had too much practice at it. It's not just go out there and toss the coin and then lead the team out. You know, it's about, you know, approaching the referee at the right time, and, you know, with the captain's challenges in there now, there's a few things that some people take for granted that, you know, are easy to do, but they're not so easy to do if you haven't been used to doing them. And Cameron's been real used to doing them because he's been doing them for so long. So, you know, these two guys, you know, while we've got great confidence in them as players and as our captain now, but they're going to need some help from the other players and a lot of support, and I'm sure they'll get that.
Passing the baton officially now away from Cameron, does it feel like a new era?
Yeah, like, you know, as I've said a couple of times, there's like, I don't think people realise just how much we're going to miss Cameron. You know, like you think of him as probably the best dummy half there's ever been. So yeah, we're going to miss him there without a doubt. But then, you know, he's our goal kicker, he's our captain. You know, there's so many things that you don't really realise what he does, but how well he does them, that you know, we've got to make up for. And I suppose even myself was probably a little bit, you know, like a little bit blind to that at the start of the pre-season with, you know, just having, you know, Harry and Brandon, how they fitted into the team, and when the halves won the ball and the ruck and whatever. So they're different players without a doubt, you know. But Cameron's been such a great player, a great captain, great goal kicker, you know, for so long that yeah, you know, we have to work hard to make up for, his lack of presence this year.
What did he think of your choices? I guess he was pretty supportive of.
So again, sorry?
What did Cameron think of your choices?
Yeah, no, he was. Well, he didn't tell me no. He shouldn't have had them, or he should have had them. But yeah, I'm sure he's very happy for Jess and Dale, and you know, those guys have always got on really well, and you know, he was very supportive. Yeah.
Have you thought about how it was going to work? Like, will one player be the on-field captain one day, and then the other one another day? Like, or do they take turns with captains?
Yeah, I think, you know, they might do, you know, turns, or it might be, you know, 3 games in a row, whatever, and, you know, we'll try and probably manipulate a little bit in how we've played, you know, Jess and Dale, especially in the positions that they play, that, you know, hopefully we're not too often, we haven't got both of them off the field. So, but having said that, you know, we've got some other guys in our team that can, you know, take that role over for 5 or 10 minutes. But like I say, these guys are, you know, still the main thing, even though they're our captains, and, you know, there's a little bit of added responsibility. At the end of the day, you know, when you're a leader, when you're the captain, you know, your main job is to play good the weekend, and they'll continue to do that.
What do you make
We might bring Jesse and Dale in after this question, because we've got a bit of a timeline to get to.
Craig, I know you love talking about your own future, but there's been a bit of talk up north about linking you to Cronulla and so forth. What have you made of those reports? Can you give us any insight into that?
I've got a decision to make, but I didn't really read those reports, so yeah, I don't know exactly what was written in there. But yeah, like I say, I've got a decision to make, and hopefully in the near future I'll make that decision. But yeah.
And so it is correct that they have offered you a potential position?
Yeah, there's been a couple of clubs that have been interested, so. Yeah.
Can I ask one about the Knights? Like, is that disruptive to your preparation? Were you disappointed that they said they wouldn't come to Melbourne?
Yeah, we're a little bit disappointed, to be quite honest. But having said that, you know, they've got their reasons, or you know, why they made that decision. At the end of the day, you know, that's their decision. So they've made that. You know, we've got to make our decision. We're playing at Albury, and we just got to get our mind on the job of playing that trial. At the end of the day, you know, we were supposed to be playing a trial this weekend as well, and that got called off, obviously, because of the restrictions in Queensland. So, yeah, we need that trial next week. You know, we can't afford to go into the competition without a trial, so that's going to be a really important game for us next week. And at the end of the day, that's the important thing. And you know, we know we're playing at Albury, so we'll prepare the best we can for that.